Welcome back to Unpacking Me, the parts of trauma no one talks about. I am your host, Nikki Cameron, trauma recovery therapist, and this is where we get to be honest about moments that make us feel small, confused, or unsafe, and give ourselves permission to reclaim our voice. And for some people, they've never been able to reclaim a voice because they've never had one. Well, if that's you, this is the space where you get to claim your voice. Today's episode is for anyone that feels that saying no to family, especially during the holidays, feels dangerous. Not because anything physically is happening in that moment, but because of the emotional, psychological, and nervous system level threat it stirs up. And I have with me my beautiful, as she would say, co-host.
That is. Renelle, I am here with you guys, another trauma recovery therapist, because we just love trauma here. Well, not trauma.
I don't love trauma.
Not trauma, but helping you guys recover
Okay,
from
that
trauma.
part.
And we are going to talk about why some people feel terrified at the idea of not going home for the holidays.
Yes.
Even when going home means being around someone who has hurt you
Mm-hmm.
or continues to hurt you
Mm-hmm.
to make you feel unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
So if your body tenses up every November or December, you are not alone.
Today's topic is when no one feels dangerous. Reclaiming yourself during the holidays. I feel like I need to say that again.
You need to say it again.
When no, I said no one.
You said
first.
no one. Yeah, that's okay.
No, that's a no.
Yeah,
so
just go again.
When no feels dangerous, reclaiming yourself during the holidays.
Yeah.
And we have a surprise.
We have our first guest star. So excited.
Yes.
We are here with one out of our therapists, our wonderful Adelaide, who is also one of our trauma recovery therapists.
And I'm her favorite.
Okay, I don't know about that. But Adelaide, I want to give you the floor to give a little bit of an intro about today's episode.
Yeah, what's one thing you want people to know about you or know?
Well, today we're going to be unpacking the guilt trip, the emotional pressure, but it's family, the manipulation that gets used to override all of our boundaries. But by the end of this episode, you'll leave with different perspectives, a new language, and hopefully a little bit more compassion for yourself.
Yes, I love that.
So Adonai didn't name this, but I feel like I need to name
I think
this.
you need to name
I need to name that Adonai's also a Caribbean native.
Yes. Adelaide, besides being Caribbean, what do you think we need to know about you for our listeners to kind of have some
connect
idea?
with you?
Yeah,
because we think she's so cool, and I just like, where are you from? Like, what do you want to tell?
Well, I am Haitian, born and raised. From Latibonite, gotta represent that.
Yes.
Immigrated here when I was a child. I am a child of an immigrant. I am also the eldest and the only girl, so come with a lot of that type of
There's a lot of older sisters sitting here.
Older sister. I am also a bonus parent, even though I didn't give birth to children. And so I know some feelings of parentification.
Oh, wow.
But also just trying to navigate your 20s outside of all the things that you have like learned and unlearning them in your 20s, but also trying to navigate this adulthoodness in the midst of your own trauma, but also your own healing too. So
yeah, well, thank you for sharing that, Adonai. I appreciate it, and I think it's great to have you here with us because I'm the senior in the room, right?
We have three generations here.
Yes, we're all the eldest child in our family, right? I'm the eldest child and a daughter. Mernell's the eldest daughter. and you are the eldest
And the only daughter.
and the only daughter, right? So we I think it's great. And then I'm closer to my 50s. Myrna says she's never gonna tell her age.
I'm never aging.
But she's not anywhere closer to her 50s than Adelaide.
In my
She's
late
a millennial.
20s.
And Adelaide's in her late 20s. So I appreciate the fact that we show up with the varied perspectives and we get to be in a space with you, right? And hopefully our collective experiences, unique experiences, can represent your own you in some way. And as we share this experience in this space with you, it will leave you feeling acknowledged.
Yes.
So moving forward with our topic, we want to talk about why no. Why start out with why no feels so threatening. Because sometimes a boundary can feel dangerous.
Yes.
When you're so used to having your no's be dismissed and minimized, and you're used to not being given a space to be heard and seen, especially if you are one of those kids that heard children are seen and not heard or silent, it's usually the boundary starting to feel dangerous. It's usually because there was at some point moments where when you tried to speak up for yourself, it felt dangerous. And so your nervous system clocked that, it recorded it, and doesn't forget it, because the mind and the body, it doesn't forget, it remembers. So if you're saying no led to you being punished, humiliated, shamed, and you had love withheld from you or you were rejected, your brain then started to internalize saying no or choosing you as a threat.
Exactly. Because you know what it is? A lot of folks grew up in homes where obedience was packaged as loved. We were told if you obey, then you're being loving, you're being great, you're being good. So if you were to say no,
Mercy.
put up a boundary, you were labeled ungrateful, disrespectful, selfish. And that sticks with you even up into your adulthood.
It does. And it's caused so many problems for the people we work with, right? That no, like I literally, in practicing with people in sessions sometimes and helping them to say no, just seeing the word no on paper is overwhelming for some people. Like their system goes into shutdown. And then it triggers shame. Like I'm an adult. I should be able to say no. Why am I not saying no? So I don't know what your experience has been at an aid.
Oh, I do know. Especially when the holidays roll around, our brain isn't just thinking about all of the amazing food we're about to eat or all the cousins we haven't seen. It's really more thinking about all of the history of the disappointment that we felt around our family, people talking about us, just our successes, all of those different pressures that we're feeling. That's exactly what our brain is thinking about.
Yeah, and I even think of the violations. Some gross violations have happened that family members tend to hide, cover up. As in the case of incest. Like I had to name I had to go there. I had to go there.
To be
I
done.
had to go there. Because there's so many times, and I've said to some of the individuals I work with, just because Aunt Pat wants you to be there and loves you and you love her doesn't make it safe for you to be in that environment.
Exactly.
Where the person who harmed you over and over again is with no remorse. Your nervous system is going to remember that this person hurt you, and when you show up will go into a protective stance. So instead of you enjoying your experience of being with your family and being there, what you're now experiencing is your body replaying the feelings and the emotions and the helplessness and anxiety. So for some people, the reason that they don't want to show up is because the person who violated them is sitting right across the damn dinner table.
Smiling at
And the family will do foolishness like tell you to be respectful, let it go. Why do you have to be this way? You're ruining the family dinner. And that's not fair to you, and you deserve to feel safe, you deserve to be safe, and you deserve to say no.
And I want to name that expectation is a violence against you as well.
Ooh, say that again.
That expectation is within itself a violence against you in disguise. Because what it says is your comfort doesn't matter. It says your trauma doesn't matter. It says your safety doesn't matter. Keeping the illusion of family harmony more than your well-being.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to name that.
Yeah. And then sometimes they make you feel unreasonable for your reaction. They told you, just ignore him. Oh, we've already moved past it. It's not that serious. And that feels as if while your body is screaming, I'm not safe, you're having an external reaction of, no, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
You do get, what's the word? You get penalized for reacting to something that you don't feel safe being around.
Yeah. I want to make sure we hear what we're saying. So you, the person who was victimized, instead of being protected, gets re-victimized.
Yes.
And humiliated.
Yes.
And the burden of repair gets placed on you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's call guilt what it is. A tool that family use to keep certain dynamics intact, to keep control. That's what they do. It's all about maintaining control and the family image. That's exactly what's going on.
It is. It's not always malicious though. And that's the crazy part about it. Because sometimes it's just how culturally it's done, or generationally it's done, or it's something that was learned and kept on going on. So, but the message is the same. Your no is unacceptable, and you require justification. And so it's important to name that sometimes they're not doing it out of malice. They're doing it because it's what they know.
And some of us have been conditioned to feel guilty for choosing ourselves, right? It's not your guilt, it's the programming. We've been taught to feel bad about something that we shouldn't feel bad about.
Yeah, just because it's cultural or generational doesn't mean it's safe.
It's safe. All right.
And people like to say, yeah, it's something we've always done. It's a part of my culture. Yeah, but it doesn't make it safe. It doesn't make it functional. It doesn't make it healthy. And it doesn't make it best for you. Not all the time. So before people default to saying, it's my family's tradition or it's culture, it doesn't make it safe. And it doesn't, your body doesn't give a shit that it's cultural. Your body goes haywire when you're in the presence of danger, and rightfully so. Like, why would your system not go into hypervigilance to protect you when it knows you are intentionally going into the doors of danger? So pause and ask yourself for a minute, right? If my inner child had a voice right now, what would they need to feel safe?
Add another one. Whose expectation am I carrying that'll actually belong to me?
Woo.
Yeah.
Because reclaiming yourself starts with reclaiming your truth.
Well, what if you never had a truth? What if you never, because sometimes we speak as if it was already there to begin with. What if you don't even know what truth is? Because what was given to you was other people's truth. Then what?
Then you get in that journey of healing.
Jesus.
You begin to put in the work, and no matter how scary or hard it is, with the support that you can gather up to develop that truth for yourself.
Yes.
Because you deserve to have your own truth.
But also learning whose voices really matter.
Yeah.
Because I think we've taught that a lot of the people's voices that are supposed to matter, like family, go above ours. And sometimes it doesn't.
That is so important to name. You know, we like to believe that just because somebody's an elder, it gives them a one-up. We are all humans. We're all trying to figure it out. And just because you're 60 or 75 and I'm 20 or 18 or even 40 does not give you authority over my choice. And sometimes, believe it or not, rationally we know that as adults, but our bodies haven't caught up to the realization of the reality. And so when we show up, we're experiencing those experiences, the conversations that are trying to force us and guilt us into betraying ourselves. we experience those through a filter. The filter of the parts of us that was wounded. So we get so overwhelmed with the anxiety or the tightness in the chest or the shame that the last thing we're thinking of saying is no. And it's not because you don't want to say no. Sometimes it's because you're in a freeze response. Sometimes it's because you're in a freeze response, and a freeze response can look like you're dissociated. They're talking, and the minute they ask you to come, your brain left. Your whole consciousness just checked out. And before you know it, you get off the phone or you leave the conversation feeling, why didn't I say no? I don't want to do it. But guess what? You get to text back or call back and say, I thought about it and this is not for me.
I love that.
The guilt that you feel from saying, no, I'm not going to be able to make it. I can't make it. I'm not comfortable. That guilt's not going to kill you. But if you continue to betray yourself, you're going to have some problems. Because that what you're doing is training you to not trust you.
Yes. And
to have your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fact that we can, and this is something even I'm learning in my own journey, that I can always go back and fix the situation.
Yes.
I can always make that phone call and say, you know what? I know I said I was going to be able to make it, but I actually can't.
Yeah. Can't change your mind.
I can change my mind.
You are allowed to change your mind because your choice is your birthright.
Yeah.
It's your birthright. You get to create a holiday that honors your safety.
So say that again.
You get to create a holiday that honors your safety and where you get to start your own tradition and culture for you.
Yes.
Sometimes the holidays look like a group of friends getting together and celebrating. Or sometimes it looks like going to be with friends whose family values and see you, and that's okay too.
And it can look like you laying in bed not wanting to do
Yes, I've done that. Last year I did that. I spent it in bed. Oh my gosh.
That sounds good.
It was the best day ever. I was just in my bed and people are like, well, what are you doing? Bed. And I was okay with that. Like we act as if rest isn't a gift. Rest is a right. But when I allow myself to indulge in this right that I have, it's me gifting myself. And it allows me to be more productive. So again, you are allowed to create a holiday that honors you and your safety, and you get to start traditions that are reflective of your value.
And your no is not a betrayal.
Say that one more time for all the people in the back.
In the back.
Your no is not a betrayal. It is evidence that you are finally choosing yourself.
So Adenade, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the spot. Because you are from a different era, right? Like, what does choosing yourself look like for someone in your age group? What does that look like?
Choosing yourself looks like setting boundaries with how family members can speak to you, how they can interact with you, especially in your own space. Choosing yourself looks like you might be the bad guy for a season. Right? That bad guy just means all the aunties and uncles are not happy with your choices.
Right.
But if you're okay with yourself and you know you're making a decision that is best for you and you're settled with that, we know that we're not a bad guy.
So you're saying it's okay to be a bad guy for a good reason.
Yeah, as long as I'm not it's not a bad guy to me.
Client who gave me permission to say this, and I told her, I said, I'm going to take this from you. She said, sometimes it's okay to be the villain in somebody's story.
Yeah. And what also comes up for me is being the vigilante. You're all right. Yes.
The black sheep just means that you're choosing to do different from them.
Yes. So I just want to celebrate and honor the fact that you get to choose. Choosing is your birthright. Choosing, the ability to choose is not something that you inherit. You don't inherit the right to choose. That is a birthright thing that you have and need no one's permission to embody your choice. So any closing words from you, Mernell, Adenade, in terms of, us challenging our listeners to reclaim or claim or develop their rights to how they want to spend their holidays?
No, I think you said it. It's a choice.
Yeah.
You get to choose, and your choice is your birthright.
Yes.
We get to make space for that uncomfortable feeling of that choice, but at the end of the day, it's yours.
Yeah. So thank you all for allowing us into your story today.
And thank you, Adonai, for showing up today.
Yay! Yes.
I will be back again.
The holidays are complicated, but you know what? Your safety is non-negotiable.
Yes.
Your safety should never be complicated.
Amen.
Your safety should never be a complicated thing. If it compromises your safety, then it doesn't need to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And until next time, you go ahead and you take care of you because you deserve it.